Long ago, in the village of Umuagu, there lived a woman called Adaukwu. She was very old, older than anyone could remember. She lived alone in a small mud hut at the edge of the village. Her husband had died many years ago, and her children were nowhere to be seen. Some people whispered that Adaukwu had eaten her children with witchcraft. Others said her children had run away to the city, leaving her to die alone. Nobody really knew the truth. Adaukwu herself was a strange woman. She was always smiling, telling jokes, and making funny stories. Children loved her, but their parents pulled them away whenever she came near. No child of mine will go close to that woman, they would say. With time, Adaukwu grew weaker. She began to walk with a stick, sometimes begging for food at the village square. One day, she became very sick. Her holy helper was Dede Ike, her late husband's brother. He was old but still strong. Adaukwu called him urgently one evening. When Dede Ike entered her hut, he found her lying on her mat, coughing and shivering. She looked like she was close to death. "Please, Dede Ike," she whispered, "go to the city and find my children. I must see them before I die." Dede Ike was worried. He did not know where to start, but he asked Chinwuba, the village transport worker, for help. Chinwuba often carried passengers to the city, and after many days of searching, he returned with news he had found the children. Their names were Chibuzo, Chinonso and Nneka. Dede Ike traveled to the city to see them. To his surprise, they were rich, living in big houses. But when he asked why they had abandoned their mother, they grew angry. At first, they insulted him, but when he lied and told them that their mother was already dead, they broke into tears. Amaka threw herself on the ground, weeping bitterly. Dede Ike was confused. "Why cry for your mother when you left her to suffer for over 15 years?" he asked. The children finally explained. "Uncle, our mother is not just an ordinary woman. She is a witch. A man of God revealed it to us. He said all our suffering and poverty came from our witchcraft. He prayed for us, and since then we became free. That is why we never went back to the village." Dede Ike was troubled. Deep inside, he knew people in the village feared Adaukwu. Even native doctors avoided her. Could the children be right? He returned to the village without knowing what to tell her. But Adaukwu came to him herself. She asked, "Did you see my children?" Dede Ike cited, "Yes, but they said something I can't explain." "What is it?" Adaukwu asked. "They said you are a witch," Dede Ike replied. Adaukwu laughed softly. Then she began to cry. She shook her head and said, "Call the elders of our kindred. Let them come together. Let my children be there too. I have something to confess before I die." The next morning, the town crier beat the gong, summoning the elders. By the third day, the elders had gathered in Adaukwu's compound. The air was heavy, and the villagers whispered among themselves. But Adaukwu only sat in silence. "I will not speak," she said, "until my children arrive." And so the whole village waited.